Football's ultimate defender, making Messi run scared. Like, share, and subscribe. Episode 86, High Catch and Block? Strongly interrupt the goalkeeper's highlight moment. The fastest hat trick in history, spoon. Spoon penalty. The ball went in. The skilled are brave. Facing the current world's #1 goalkeeper Neuer, Chen Mo actually used a difficult outside foot spoon penalty and successfully fooled the goalkeeper. Outside foot spoon kick. Unprecedented. Neuer's judgment was completely wrong. Watching the ball fall into the goal. Huang Jianxiong slapped the table excitedly. Wang Tao cheered and jumped for joy. For a while, the broadcast room was extremely noisy. It was like the flower fruit mountain. It made the staff anxious to death. They already regretted asking these two to comment on this game. One slapped the table, and the other screamed. This is going to be a live broadcast accident. Awesome. Kick Neuer with the spoon. Really awesome. Chen Mo is really big-hearted. Big-hearted ass. His penalty kick is obviously unsolvable. Kick the spoon with the outside of the foot, can you dare to think? Even if Neuer doesn't move, doesn't predict. Chen Mo can definitely shoot in the dead corner. So it's really unsolvable. Outside of the foot, inside of the foot, Chen Mo can kick. It depends on the situation. I'm convinced. Is there anything that emotion can't do? He can even kick a penalty. This is too cruel. Equalize the score. The two sides are back to the same starting line again. After a simple celebration, the game started again. This time, as soon as it started, Chen Mo started to press forward and attack. Old man Robin Luo has been kicked down at this moment. The threat to the back line has been greatly reduced, Milner can handle it. Wijnaldum is sweeping in the middle. On the other side, Henderson is blocking Ribery, so it's not a big problem. So the defensive pressure is greatly reduced. Chen Mo naturally shifted his attention to this point against Ronaldo. This is currently the world's top attacking midfielder. As the last masterpiece of the classic attacking midfielder. World Cup Golden Boot. Even if he is loaned by Real Madrid, his strength is definitely not to be underestimated. In Bayern, there are people to support him, and no one is fighting for the ball, but his performance is better than Real Madrid. Just like Bayern scored just now. It was James Rodriguez who played a huge role. What Chen Mo has to do next is to cut off Ronaldo, the midfield brain. At the moment when Lewandowski kicked the ball back to James Rodriguez, Chen Mo immediately rushed up and put pressure on Ronaldo. Ronaldo did not pass back. He was controlling the ball and looking for a better opportunity to pass forward. The speed of dribbling the ball is not fast or even very slow. But the ability to control the ball is very strong. This is the classic attacking midfielder. They have the ball, the speed is not too fast, but the ability to control the ball is top-notch, and they have supervision, super passing, and goal-scoring ability. The shortcomings are also very obvious. Defense is definitely the biggest problem. Physical confrontation is even weaker. Chen Mo decisively used physical confrontation. If the task can be completed in a simple way, there is no need to waste time. He took a step forward to block the position. Then he hit James Rodriguez with his shoulder. The physical confrontation ability brought by the body of the demon boy was not even able to withstand Van Dijk. James Rodriguez, who was hit, widened his eyes. Surprise. Shock. He could not imagine that Chen Mo, who looked thin and weak, had such a huge impact. He was hit. He felt as if he was hit by a tank. He lost his center of gravity and staggered backwards. The football under his feet was also intercepted by Chen Mo. The key is that this is a reasonable collision. It is within the scope allowed by the rules. Ronaldo had no words to say. He could only watch as the football was snatched by Chen Mo and carried forward. Thiago and Javi Martinez reacted immediately and rushed towards Chen Mo. It formed a situation of closing the door and beating the dog. But Chen Mo would never give them such an opportunity. He kicked the ball with his left toe. He kicked the football over the heads of the two people, and then his body suddenly accelerated and ran wildly. He took advantage of the few seconds before the two people closed the door and killed them in between the two people. The physical fitness brought to him by the body of the demon child has already made his speed reach the first-class level. Coupled with the current chasing wind running shoes, his speed can almost reach the top level. Ordinary players are not as fast as him. Thiago and Javi Martinez hurriedly chased back, and at the same time stretched out their hands, trying to pull Chen Mo down together. Just when the two were about to grab Chen Mo's jersey, he accelerated forward again. The distance between the three people was clear. Thiago and Javi Martinez saw Chen Mo getting farther and farther away from them with their own eyes. The two also became ruthless. They rushed forward desperately to chase. But he was still falling further and further behind Chen Mo. He used all his strength, but still couldn't catch up with Chen Mo. On the sidelines, Klopp and his assistant coach, who witnessed all this, stared at Chen Mo's running figure with their mouths wide open. How can he run so fast? Klopp asked stutteringly. Chen Mo's speed was not slow before, but it was just average. He thought Chen Mo was good in every way. The only regret was that he ran a little slowly. If he could be faster. He had super physical strength, smart positioning, accurate prediction, top-level attack, passing, and the world's best steals. If he was faster, he could keep returning to the defense and attack in the middle. DJIE. The all-powerful image of Chen Mo in his mind just appeared. Chen Mo, who was running wildly at this moment, was like the world's top supercar. DJA. The assistant coach couldn't explain it either. He really couldn't figure it out. Speed is not something that can be trained. It's all due to physical function. It can't be changed by nature, and it may be improved at most through training. It's impossible to form a qualitative leap. So he couldn't explain the current Chen Mo. Suddenly, the assistant coach thought of a reason. Boss. Don't forget. He is only 18 years old. His body has not fully grown yet. All physical indicators will reach their peak at the age of 25 or 26. Mo is only 18 years old now. As he grows up, any changes are normal. He said excitedly. DHA. Klopp slapped himself on the forehead when he heard this. I forgot. Mo is only 18 years old. He plays so well. I always ignore his age. So you say. Mo's running speed is getting faster and faster during training. After saying that, he looked at Chen Mo with a more fiery look. Only 18 years old. He has already reached a level that others will never reach in their lifetime. At this age, his talent has obviously not been realized. If all his talents are realized. I dare not think about it. I dare not think about it. Messi and Ronaldo are nothing. Just when Klopp was still fantasizing that Chen Mo, who had grown to a complete form, would kill all the enemies under his leadership. Chen Mo has already started to kill people on the field. He ran all the way to the top of the penalty area and used the last one-time skill card. System uses the skill card, Carlos Heavy Cannon. Used successfully. The right leg that shot the goal felt a huge force injected into it again. Especially after the improvement of the demon child's body, the shooting was more powerful than before. Bang! A dull explosion exploded in the sky above the stadium. Accompanied by the explosion, the football under Chen Mo's feet was like a grenade being launched, blasting towards the goal at a high speed. He suddenly raised his foot and shot. Boateng and Hummels were caught off guard. Hummels had no time to block with his body and make a save. As for Boateng, he was closer. But the cloud of blocking Firmino's shot before and subconsciously blocking the ball with his arm to create a penalty still loomed over his head. When he faced Chen Mo's shot, he subconsciously did not dare to block it. He was afraid of making another mistake and giving Liverpool a penalty. In this situation, the football successfully hit the goal. Goalkeeper Neuer saved it? He was still not reacting to Chen Mo's spoon penalty just now. At this moment, his mind was in a mess, and his attention was not focused and he was not in the state. DRBU. A crisp sound of hitting the net. Less than 2 minutes after the penalty, Chen Mo scored again. Speed up. It's over. Chen Mo picked up the ball and rushed over before Thiago and Javi Martinez closed the door. Keep speeding up. He can actually speed up. He accelerated crazily, widened the distance between him and the two behind him, and rushed all the way to the penalty area. A sudden heavy shot hit the goal. Beautiful. The ball went in. A brace. With less than 2 minutes left before the penalty, Chen Mo made a forward counterattack, rushed past Thiago and Javi Martinez with the ball, and scored a goal with a heavy shot. It was so exciting. Chen Mo's iconic 1,000-mile journey alone. He broke the fastest brace record in the history of the Champions League. A brace in 2 minutes. Bayern was stunned by Chen Mo. It was different from the passionate carnival of Huang Jianxiang and Wang Tao in the broadcasting room. Chen Mo, who scored the goal, was not too excited. Instead, he felt relaxed. Even a little doubt. Do you doubt if this is really the South King Bayern? Why does it feel so easy to score a goal? It seems that he did not encounter any resistance at all. But Bayern soon gave him the answer. This is indeed the South King Bayern. After the restart, Jay Luo received the ball and quickly passed it to Ribery. Then Ribery began to show his power. He staged a ruthless one-stop attack on the wing. He passed Sulla, who was assisting in defense, Henderson who was blocking, and Wijnaldum who was filling in. He killed all the way to the bottom line. The last cross was blocked by Matip, who came forward to block. He went through the Liverpool wing alone. Bayern fans cheered and roared, their eyes fixed on the cross. Lewandowski ran halfway to get in. He aimed at the ball that was penetrated into the penalty area and rushed to shoot. At this critical moment, Van Dijk stood up and came out. He rushed forward to grab Lewandowski and kicked the ball out of the penalty area with a big kick. Beautiful. At the critical moment, the Tulip Bayern guard stood up. Van Dijk was like a barrier standing in the Liverpool penalty area, blocking Lewandowski, and a big kick cleared the ball, defusing the thrill in front of Liverpool's goal. The ball was cleared to the front court. The retreating James Rodriguez came to the landing point and jumped up to catch it. Chen Mo. Chen Mo rushed out. He jumped high and pressed Ronaldo, smashed the ball with the back of his head, and threw the ball to Firmino, who was retreating. Liverpool's counterattack. Firmino passed the ball to Salah, turned around and rushed into the Bayern penalty area. Salah took the ball and cut inside. Shoot. The ball drew an arc past the penalty area where Bayern had no time to return to defense, and only had 2 defenders left, and flew straight to the goal. Neuer. God flew down from the sky and blocked Salah's shot. The ball bounced back to the penalty area. Firmino made a follow-up shot. Neuer. It's Neuer again. Neuer quickly got up from the ground and used his raised arm to block Firmino's follow-up shot. The ball was once again blocked, and the world's #1 goalkeeper is worthy of his reputation. When he started to exert his strength, he was the god in front of the goal. The ball bounced back to the penalty area again, and Firmino's whip was too long to form a second follow-up shot. Chen Mo. Chen Mo appeared at the landing point. The ball went in. The ball hit Chen Mo's head as he rushed into the penalty area, indirectly leading to Chen Mo's header into the goal. It went in again. Neuer was powerless this time. Hat trick. Less than a minute after breaking the fastest double-scoring record in the Champions League, Chen Mo once again broke the record for the fastest hat trick in the Champions League. On the field, Chen Mo felt the burning pain on his right cheek, as if he was slapped hard. He was still confused. After he had just competed for the header, he turned forward and saw Salah's shot was blocked. He thought about rushing up to see if there was a chance to make up the shot or something like that. But after seeing Firmino's make-up shot, his speed slowed down a lot, and he rushed to the left of Firmino. He wanted to see if the ball went in. As a result, just as he stretched out his head, a black shadow suddenly hit him. He was startled. He didn't care what that thing was. He subconsciously turned his head to avoid it. In the end, he was hit on the right cheek, in addition to a solid slap. Mo. You are so lucky. The ball went in. You hat trick. After the game, you must treat us. Before Chen Mo came back to his senses, Firmino rushed up, hugged him, and yelled at him crazily. Only then did Chen Mo react. That was a football. At this moment, the system prompt sounded. Lucky Halo triggering ended. Damn. Chen Mo cursed in his heart. Is this the lucky Halo? The bad luck Halo is almost the same. Triggered 3 times. Only the first time was better, and he was hit on the back of the head. The second time, his nose was broken, and he used the injury recovery card, which resulted in his knee being kicked and injured. There was no injury recovery card to use. This is the third time. It's not as bad as the second time. But I was curious whether the ball went in, so I ran over to take a look, and as a result, I got a heavy blow. Curiosity kills the cat, it's me. Negative emotion value from Neuer, plus 1,363, no wonder Neuer has resentment. It was obviously his highlight just now. High catch and blocked 2 sure goals. What's the result? Chen Mo suddenly appeared. He ruined the highlight moment in one go. Instead, he indirectly became the background of his hat trick. Heading goal? Why did I see a face? It was a face. Face hammering goal. Hat trick. Don't be funny. Is a face hammering possible? Look at Chen Mo's confused little eyes, which made the whole person confused. Suddenly, a fight was thrown on the face. Who wouldn't be confused if it happened to him? Just kicking the ball, I went forward to see the excitement, and suddenly it was a big fight. Do you know how much damage a fight can do to a young mind? Damn. Didn't you notice? From the penalty kick to now, it's a hat trick in less than 4 minutes. I feel like Chen Mo is going for Lewandowski's record. 3.5 hat tricks. Lewandowski's record is going to be lost. Stop it. The Emperor is a miracle. The right time, right place, and right people are all indispensable. Not to mention there are 2 penalties. Episode 87, kick Neuer to his knees. 5 goals in 7.5 minutes, Amon was stunned, just as the fans said. It is hard to find a king. Otherwise, it would not be praised as a miraculous record. The right time, right place, and right people are all indispensable. At that time, the opponent Wolfsburg faced by Lewandowski was in the period of team collapse. Almost all the players were not in good shape. Under the guidance of Guardiola, Bayern was at its peak and its combat effectiveness was extremely strong. Plus there were many coincidences. There were 2 penalty kicks in the 5 goals, 1 corner kick assist, and a mistake by the opponent's defender. That's why Lewandowski got this record that dominated the football world. But sometimes it's just such a coincidence. Not long after the game started, a cross from Main was blocked by Kimmich, who was sticking to the sideline, and a corner kick was formed. Normally, it should be Main or Milner who took the corner kick. But at this time, Main called Chen Mo to the corner kick area and handed the ball to Chen Mo. Mo. Come on. You can shoot directly at the goal. Hat-trick in 3.5 minutes, 5 goals in 9 minutes, not too much. This is a chance. No matter if it succeeds or not, you have to give it a try. Main said earnestly. Chen Mo looked at Main in disbelief. He had never thought about breaking the record at all. Even if Main didn't mention it, Chen Mo didn't even think there was such a record. Are you sure? Main nodded affirmatively. With this opportunity, don't you want it? You have to give it a try. You really dare to think. Tuss. Chen Mo calculated his arsenal. It seems possible. Thanks. He took the football. Main left a message that he would call on others to cooperate with him to cover, ran into the penalty area quickly, and whispered to Firmino, Sulla, and others. Chen Mo saw the scene and couldn't help but smile bitterly. This is asking teammates to put themselves on the line. DJ. This is football, isn't it? If you don't dare to challenge, how can people love football so much? He immediately became determined. Put the football in the corner area and wait for the referee to blow the horn of attack. Another attack. A corner kick opportunity has been formed. Main gave the corner kick to Chen Mo to take the penalty. Bayern is in a bad state. It's just being pressed. There is no resistance in the midfield, and it was penetrated by the opponent. Chen Mo is standing in the corner area. Let's see this corner kick. He is 177 again, the record of scoring directly from the corner area. Die. A whistle sounded. The horn of attack has been blown. Chen Mo raised his hand to signal his teammates to hit the back point. The teammates in the penalty area quickly began to move towards the back point. The Bayern players dare not take it lightly. Main, Sulla, Firmino, Milner, Henderson, Wijnaldum all retreated to the back post. It was so scary. If they didn't chase them, once the ball was kicked to the back post, it would be an absolute disaster for the goal. Chen Mo ran up and shot. He hit the bottom of the ball hard with the outside of his left foot. Neuer, who was moving to the back post in front of the goal, found the outside of Chen Mo's foot on the penalty kick. He was alarmed. He was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Because he thought of Chen Mo, who could score a goal directly from a corner kick. Now Chen Mo was going to do that. He hurriedly moved forward. But it was too late after all. Chen Mo's kick with the outside of his foot was powerful, and the football was accompanied by a strong rotation. The football drew an extreme arc in the air. Almost reached 290 degrees. It fell directly into the upper left corner of the goal. Neuer was completely powerless. He watched the football hit the inside of the post in the dead corner and bounced into the goal. 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 Corner kick. Shoot with the outside of the foot, a 290-degree arc, into the goal from the dead corner. Big Four. Big Four in 5 minutes. Chen Mo not only broke the fastest Big Four in the history of the Champions League, but also broke the fastest Big Four in the history of football. And the holder of the fastest Big Four in the history of football is standing on the court. He is staring at Chen Mo with astonishment. He is shocked, beyond words, by Chen Mo's goal. That's right. He is Bayern's center-forward Lewandowski. The supreme Guinness World Record holder. The creator of the fastest 5-man record in football, and also the creator of the fastest Big Four. Too crazy. Chen Mo is expected to break the record of the supreme. He still has 4 minutes. We don't know, Chen Mo, is it possible for Mo to break the record and create a new record? But he has already stood in the position to challenge the impact. For a young player who is just 18 years old, he has proved himself. Really? No way. I'm just saying, is Mo really playing? 4 goals in 5 minutes. It's possible. It's really possible. Awesome. Really awesome. Scored directly from a corner kick. Even if it didn't break the record, the fastest 4 goals is also very valuable. Lewandowski, my name is Owen. I'm so panicked now. There's a madman trying to break my record. Don't celebrate. Don't waste time. Keep attacking. There are 4 minutes left. Everyone concentrate on passing the ball to Mo. Klopp excitedly punched, and after being reminded by the assistant coach, he immediately yelled on the court. If at the beginning, he didn't even consider the issue of records. But at this point now, Klopp couldn't fail to announce it on the spot. The plan has changed. All players assist to break the record. Let his disciples break the record of Bayern's center forward in the home court of their arch-rival Bayern. Klopp just thought about it. He felt that his whole body was on fire. Is there any revenge more gorgeous than this? Was Lewandowski his disciple during the Dortmund period? That's not important. From the day he betrayed Dortmund, betrayed himself, refused to renew his contract and did not leave a transfer fee to join Bayern. Our old K has already announced that he will expel this guy from the sect. Give this traitor who betrayed himself a knife. He will not show any mercy. Bayern coaching area. Hanks is also anxious. The old man said to his disciples, Kong, who was baring his teeth and claws, come on. Are you guys sleepwalking? This is the Champions League semi-finals, this is the Allianz Arena. We must not let them score again. He is not only anxious Chen Mo will break Lewandowski's record. What makes him even more anxious is that this is the Champions League semi-finals. In his own home, someone broke his own center forward's record and forced him to score 5 goals? This will definitely be a great shame for him. He doesn't want to leave such a shameful ending at the end of his coaching. The key is that it is only the first half of the game. Will Klopp let his players miss the opportunity to completely kill the game? Will he let his players stop attacking and scoring after Chen Mo broke the record? If it were another club, they might consider the opponent's face and call it a day. But even if Bayern scored 10 or 20 goals, Klopp would order an attack without hesitation. Come on. We are now 3 goals behind. Don't be distracted. We must be stable and can't let them continue to score, otherwise our Champions League journey will be completely over. Lewandowski was so anxious that he yelled at his teammates. Of course, this was just a high-sounding rhetoric. What he was really anxious about was that he didn't want his record to be broken. Ribery pouted. Obviously, he was very unhappy with Lewandowski's shouting. Recently, Lewandowski has been competing for the position in the locker room and wants to become the boss of the locker room. This has seriously threatened him. So he has long been unhappy with Lewandowski. But he didn't refute it. Because they were really far behind, he didn't want to be eliminated from the Champions League like this. The game resumed and started again. Bayern's state was obviously not adjusted well. The backline was stunned by the impact. The front court was better. J. Luo was blocked by Chen Mo and could only be forced to pass the ball. But Wijnaldum suddenly rushed out and raised his leg to intercept the ball he passed to Ribery. In an instant, Liverpool started to counterattack again. After intercepting the ball, Wijnaldum immediately passed the ball to Chen Mo. The moment Chen Mo held the ball. As a center forward, Lewandowski, who should be at the front, actually retreated back to his own half and rushed towards Chen Mo, trying to steal the ball under Chen Mo's feet. From this, we can see. How urgent is Lewandowski now? Even if he retreats, he has to stop Chen Mo. Even if he can't steal the ball, he can delay some time. His way of stealing is even more brutal. He bumped into Chen Mo, trying to use his confrontation advantage to suppress Chen Mo. But he obviously underestimated Chen Mo's ability to fight. The moment he hit Chen Mo, it was like hitting a wall. Not only did he not make Chen Mo's center of gravity unstable, but his own center of gravity was unstable when Chen Mo accelerated forward with the ball. He wanted to speed up and catch up. But the unstable center of gravity forced acceleration, which directly made him stagger and fall on the grass without stability, leaving a dog eating shit. Thiago rushed up quickly. He is the only defensive player in the current Bayern lineup who is not confused, and his defensive ability is very strong. His mind is very clear and he is always in good shape. It's just that his teammates drag him down, so even if he wants to play, he can't play at all. Xavi. Defend. Defend him. Don't let him score a record-breaking goal. While rushing towards Chen Mo, he also yelled at Xavi Martinez. Probably woke up by Thiago's yelling. Not only did Xavi Martinez come back to his senses, but the players on the back line also started to act. Javi Martinez rushed forward and formed a cooperation with Thiago. The two quickly closed the door. This time, Chen Mo was not given a chance to rush over. Fullback Kimmich also joined in to help and rushed up to block Chen Mo from all directions. Lewandowski and Luo, who got up behind him, also rushed towards him. Looking at this posture, even if they tried their best, they didn't want to break the record. But the more they did this, the more they wanted to stop him, the more Chen Mo would go to the Tiger Mountain even though he knew there was a tiger in the mountain. He decisively chose not to waste time. A sudden outside foot pass was slashed on the ground. The football was close to the grass, drawing a rainbow on the court, and bypassing Javi Martinez's side. He subconsciously wanted to stretch his legs to intercept, but misjudged the distance. He failed. He stumbled, causing a crack in the joint blockade of Chen Mo with Thiago. Thiago gave up blocking Chen Mo and turned to chase the ball. But Chen Mo's pass was not a random pass, without reason. The reason for the pass was that he saw Firmino retreating from a god's perspective. Firmino blocked Hummels' follow-up with his back and immediately made a diagonal pass. And there happened to be Henderson, who was inserted from behind. Bayern wanted to do their best to set obstacles for Chen Mo. The entire Liverpool team now pressed forward to help Chen Mo break the record. After Henderson joined in, he passed the ball directly to Salah. Salah received the ball and moved forward quickly. Facing Rafinha's blockade, he did not choose to break through, which was a waste of time. Instead, he just knocked the ball with his heel and passed it back to Henderson, who joined in. The moment Henderson got the ball, he wanted to find Chen Mo and pass the ball to Chen Mo. But the moment he looked at Chen Mo, he found that Chen Mo was surrounded. Obviously. The opponent also knew that they would assist Chen Mo, so they restricted Chen Mo with all their players. Especially Lewandowski. He followed Chen Mo closely, and looked up at the time from time to time. Seeing that less than a minute and a half had passed in half a day, he was very anxious. Why did time pass so slowly? There was no way to pass the ball to Chen Mo. Henderson chose to pass the ball to Firmino. There was only Boateng beside Firmino. He didn't believe that no one would come back to defend after Firmino got the ball, which was so dangerous. He made the right bet. When he saw him pass the ball to Firmino, Hummels had to come back to defend. Preventing Chen Mo from breaking the record was not the real purpose. Preventing Liverpool from scoring more goals and ensuring the hope of advancing to the finals was what Bayern really needed. His return to defense gave Chen Mo an opening. Javi Martinez failed to fill in the position in time, giving Chen Mo space. Aim at the reality. Chen Mo suddenly exerted force, and the powerful, explosive power burst out instantly, with a sudden forward speed. Thiago and others who surrounded him were caught off guard. He successfully broke out of the encirclement and reached the top of the penalty area. Firmino received the ball, turned around, and raised his leg to shoot, which scared Hummels and rushed up to block his shooting space. But Firmino was not really shooting at all. At the moment he turned around, he saw Chen Mo rushing out of the encirclement with his peripheral vision. His thigh went over the football, raised high forward, and used his heel to slam the football on the grass down hard. The football went behind him. Then he suddenly moved forward quickly to the left front, and Boateng hurriedly caught up and was taken away by him. A huge gap was formed, giving Chen Mo space to shoot directly. Chen Mo, who was inserted in the middle, raised his foot to shoot the ball. At the moment of raising his foot, he also gave the system an order. Use the skill 100 flowers dazzling. Use successfully. Bang. A dull sound sounded. The football was kicked towards the goal by Chen Mo. He quickly passed through the penalty area and headed straight for the goal. Neuer moved quickly to face the football. He stared at the football with his hands ready to save the ball. But the football in his eyes made him confused. Because he saw more than one football. With violent and extremely fast fluctuations, the football in the air formed an afterimage. It looked like several footballs were flying. Is this a real football? Are you sure I'm not dreaming? Seeing the football getting closer and closer, Neuer was still in shock and subconsciously raised his hand to grab the football. But he caught nothing. The football brushed his ear and crashed into the net behind him. For a moment, Neuer seemed to be petrified. The whistling sound of the football just passing by was still echoing in his ears. The body could not be controlled by himself, and he knelt on the ground instinctively. The whole person was in extreme confusion. The person who knelt on the ground with him was Lewandowski. The moment he saw Chen Mo score a goal, he felt that his pride was forcibly pulled out of his body. Subconsciously glanced at the time. Then he was numb. 5 goals in 7.5 minutes. The record he was proud of was broken. Neuer's negative emotion value. Lewandowski's negative emotion value. Episode 88. Break the record to the end. The Emperor is nothing, I am the 7 stars in a row. Goal. Goal. 7.5 minutes and 5 goals. A new record has been created. At this moment, Chen Mo is possessed by the king of football. He broke the most unbreakable record in football. He is the first. He is the god of football at this moment. Chen Mo is awesome. Huang Jianxiang screamed crazily. 67. A loud bang. At the moment when Chen Mo scored, Wang Tao's face flushed. At this moment, he was so excited that he couldn't suppress it at all, and he wanted to find a way to completely burst out. Finally, he stared at the table. He stood up and kicked the table fiercely. Kicked the table to the ground. Chen Mo. He broke the record. The key is that he scored a defensive midfielder. Awesome. Chen Mo, you are my god. How much is the final jersey of this game worth? Worth 1,000 gold. 1 million US dollars is worth it. Wang Tao screamed at the top of his voice. No one cared about the overturned table. No one cared about the live broadcast accident of swearing. The whole broadcasting room was blown up. All the staff were cheering and shouting wildly. Even the executives of the TV station were shouting excitedly. This moment was their carnival. Even though Chen Mo was of the nationality of Guiyan and was of mixed Chinese descent. But the fans of Longhua had long regarded Chen Mo as one of their own, and it was almost the same. If it weren't for the Football Association's mess, Chen Mo would be a Longhua player now. So the fans of Longhua had long regarded Chen Mo as one of their own. Everyone watching this game was cheering and shouting excitedly. In some university student dormitories, the girls who gathered to see their dream lovers were screaming at the top of their lungs. The quiet dormitory building and the girls' dormitory were instantly exploded with jubilation. Their dormitory manager was so scared that he sat up in his sleep and was thinking about going up to see what was going on. The next second, more crazy cheers and shouts came from the boys' dormitory. The boys' dormitory seemed like a concert. Crazy howling. Chen Mo is awesome. The old dormitory ants were all stunned. Who is Chen Mo? Awesome. 5 goals and 7.5 points. Is this something a human can do? It really worked. It really worked. Who else? Who said that people with dragon blood can't play football? I never dreamed that our compatriots would actually have a day when they are at the top of football history. God Mo is so cruel. How can the people behind you play? 5 goals and 7.5 points, who can break this record? I'm afraid it will be kept until the day when football disappears. Awesome. I'm crazy. Our community is going crazy. There was a big brother yelling at the top of his voice on the balcony. As a result, the property security guard not only did not stop him, but also yelled along downstairs. On the court, the Bayern fans were in a state of dismay. The Liverpool fans and the Dortmund fans who came to cheer for Klopp all yelled excitedly at this moment. They were celebrating for Chen Mo. Klopp was so excited that he wanted to rush onto the field and hug his favorite student. But he was held tightly by the fourth official. Hanks pursed his lips and stared at the field with a pale face. 5 goals in 7.5 minutes. It was like 5 heavy punches hitting his chest hard. So this is what it feels like to be scored 5 goals in a short period of time? It feels like being suffocated by a crazy club. My heart is in a panic. Awesome. Teammate after teammate rushed towards Chen Mo. But Chen Mo did not celebrate with that kind of passion. Instead, he raised his hand and kept pressing back at them, indicating that they should not celebrate. He picked up the football from the goal and ran quickly to the center circle. The teammates were all stunned. Then they all reacted and quickly retreated to their own half of the field, their own positions. 7.5 minutes and 5 goals, is it over? Just breaking the record? Chen Mo is not the kind of person who is satisfied with a little achievement. Since you have decided to break the record, break it thoroughly. Whether it is revenge or breaking the record, it must be done thoroughly and gorgeously, otherwise it will not count. Chen Mo did not celebrate. He refused all the celebrations of his teammates, picked up the football and ran to the center circle. What is he going to do? 7.5 minutes and 5 goals, is he still not satisfied? Does he want to continue? Crazy. Too crazy. Huang Jianxiang and Wang Tao had just sat down after cleaning up the broadcast room. See Chen Mo holding the ball and returning to the center circle. Both of them were stunned. What happened to this world? How could such a crazy thing happen? What on earth does Chen Mo want to do? Does he want to write himself into the history of football? Anxious. The Bayern players are anxious. They are almost losing their minds at this moment. It's not enough to score 5 goals, but they still want to score. Do you really think we Bayern are soft persimmons? Grandma. The way they looked at Chen Mo changed in an instant. It was a fierce look of a beast. Klopp was keenly aware of the atmosphere on the field, and he couldn't help but become more serious in an instant. We have to replace Mo quickly, those guys in Bayern are going crazy now. The assistant coach was even more anxious. He hurried to Klopp and gave Klopp a suggestion to replace Chen Mo quickly. But Klopp just waved his hands slightly. Since Mo still wants to challenge, we will give him this opportunity. We can't discourage the players' competitive spirit. If Bayern is really too much, we will change players immediately if Mo is in danger. Klopp has never been the kind of coach who is unwilling to become a global member. Now the players are hitting a more terrible record, and he has no reason to interrupt. Even more, he can't do the players who are about to fight to the death, but the coach surrenders first. Beep. A whistle sounded. The game resumed. Lewandowski kicked off. Lewandowski, who had been hit by Chen Mo, had extremely complicated emotions at this moment. The desire to perform was unprecedented. He wanted to attack and wanted to save his last face as a top striker by interrupting Chen Mo's continued scoring. So he didn't pass back. Instead, he charged directly with the ball, ready to make a single-handed breakthrough and kill Liverpool's middle. But it was obvious. He was completely daydreaming. As one of the world's top center forwards today, his ability is indeed very strong. Shooting ability, heading ability, fulcrum ability, and side pole ability are all world-class. But he also has shortcomings. That is dribbling past opponents. He has good footwork, but not as delicate as South American players. He can't do the kind of dribbling past opponents like Suarez, Jesus, and Firmino. One person can kill through the opponent's center. Most South American center forwards can play multiple positions. They usually don't play center forward when they debut. But what about Lewandowski? He is a typical European-style center forward, or even a typical chariot-style center forward. Being able to pull to the side is already a top-level performance. He wants to break through the whole center of Liverpool alone, but he overestimates his ability. Just Firmino's interception has made him suffer. In the end, Firmino intercepted and robbed the ball, and the ball hit his chest. He took the opportunity to charge with his chest against the ball and broke through Firmino's defense. But when he broke through Firmino, the ball had just landed and he was not ready to face Chen Mo's breakthrough. Chen Mo had already rushed in. He predicted Lewandowski's next move and took advantage of the gap to kill. Black Tiger's heart. The football was easily taken to his feet. The moment Chen Mo got the ball, Bayern players began to move and rushed towards Chen Mo. Neuer even rushed to the top of the penalty area and kept pushing forward with his hands towards his teammates. Go up. Press up, all of you. Don't give him a chance to cross the half court. The roar resounded over the Allianz Arena. Chen Mo pulled the ball forward and passed Lewandowski. The scene in his vision made him unforgettable for life. Bayern players rushed towards him frantically. It was like a cluster of heavily armored tanks, composed of leopard tanks, launching the craziest charge towards him. They wanted to crush him under their armor. Fortunately, Chen Mo did not panic. Like a fearless brave man, he rushed forward with an iron center. His brain was also running fast at the same time. Thinking about how to deal with the current situation. Suddenly thought of his plugin. He quickly gave instructions to the system. The system is activated with a flash of inspiration. The flash of inspiration is triggered successfully. Reproduce the superb performance, Manchester number 7, Beckham's amazing overhead kick in the first half. It's coming. Seeing the opponent rushing towards his formation frantically, Neuer rushed to the top of the penalty area. What a good opportunity. He quickly pulled the ball horizontally and avoided Luo, who rushed towards him. He took advantage of the situation and passed the ball forward with his left foot. Then he adjusted his pace, followed up and raised his left foot, and hit the football hard. Bang! A dull explosion sounded. At this moment, the football flew out, like a meteor falling in the night sky, and fell straight towards the players from his own half. Above the Allianz Arena, a beautiful trace unique to meteors was drawn. And under this beautiful trace, there were Bayern players rushing up. They looked up at the football. There was fear, emptiness, and a sense of confusion in their eyes. Neuer at the top of the penalty area. He was staring at his teammates nervously, his heart hanging in his chest. He was afraid that Chen Mo would suddenly dribble past everyone and rush out. He had seen Chen Mo's game videos. Maradona's dribbling and breaking through the opponent's defense line at the moment of the king of football. Chen Mo had already performed it twice. Too dangerous. However, Chen Mo's sudden shot. It made Neuer even more dumbfounded. He watched the football fly rapidly over his teammates' heads in the air, over his own head, and quickly fell towards the goal behind him. He turned around suddenly. He gave up chasing back before he had time to run a long distance. The heart hanging in his throat was completely dead. There was no chance to chase back. He was too far away from the goal. The speed of the football falling was too fast, and it was too late. He had just run a few steps, and the football had already fallen into the goal. Neuer's negative emotion value, plus 1,555. Lewandowski's negative emotion value, plus 1,677. Hank's negative emotion value. J. Luo's negative emotion value. Javi Martinez's negative emotion value. Thiago's negative emotion value. Ribery's negative emotion value. The negative emotion value has reached a critical hit. Goal. The lob shot in the second half. God descended. Beckham possessed. 6 goals in 8 minutes. He did it. He not only broke Lewandowski's record, but also completely set a new record in the 8th minute. Crazy Chen Mo. He kicked out a mountain that is impossible to cross for all future players. A new Guinness World Record is born. Chen Mo. Remember this name. He will definitely write an extremely brilliant episode in football. I'm sure. 10 years later, 20 years later, we will look back and find out. Chen Mo's glory starts from this moment. The Bayern Stadium was silent. There were only the cheers of Liverpool fans and Dortmund fans. Almost all Bayern fans have become completely numb. They looked at the score. 6:1, so dazzling, so depressing. 0-6 away goals. The first half of the game is not over yet. Do they still have a chance for Bayern? Can they only end this season's Champions League journey with such a humiliating score? As the broadcast camera was aimed at the Bayern fans in the stands, all the people watching this game around the world saw the situation of Bayern fans at this moment. Their eyes were empty. Their expressions were numb. Some fans even started to leave the field directly, unable to bear to see the team they regarded as their faith being washed away like this. There were also some little fans crying at this moment, and their parents were comforting them. But no matter how they comforted him, they couldn't get him to stop. In the end, the whole family hugged each other and cried. There were also beautiful female fans with 2 tear marks on their faces, staring at the eyes on the field, full of despair. It was as if the soul was completely taken away at that moment. It was as if the curtain fell on a giant, and they were completely shattered. Deal. The referee blew the whistle to restart the game numbly. This is the 7th time. He has blew the whistle for hundreds of games, and has never blew so many whistles to restart the game. The penalty was easy. He just had to keep blowing the whistle to restart the game. But he didn't want to continue blowing. Even he thought it was too cruel. But Liverpool obviously didn't think so. At this moment, Klopp, who was full of passion and blood, would not give Bayern a chance to breathe. He still waved his arms wildly, directing the players to attack. 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 Crush Bayern completely. Liverpool did exactly that. As soon as Bayern kicked off, the players who were obviously hit were obviously distracted and inattentive. If there was anger just now there is only numbness. The confidence was completely shattered by Chen Mo. Firmino, who was advancing, took the opportunity to grab the ball and passed it to Salah at the first time. The entire Liverpool team pressed forward again. Salah was a dragon on the wing. After killing the opponent, he did not enter the penalty area, but made a cross to find Firmino. But Neuer was obviously the one who had not given up the game. He took the initiative to attack and jumped high, raised his arms, and overpowered Firmino's header and punched the ball out of the penalty area. But at this time, Chen Mo actually appeared at the second landing point. After the team attacked, he began to advance, thinking about whether he could have a chance to score another goal and create a more terrifying record. Only when the new record is more terrible and crazy, the old record will appear more garbage, and the record will be broken more thoroughly. The result? I didn't expect that God would actually give me a chance. The weather was really helping. Such a distance. Such a position. Such a mid-air ball. System uses the skill of volley explosion. Used successfully. After receiving the prompt from the system, Chen Mo volleyed the ball towards the falling football without stopping. The football was like a missile launched suddenly. It exploded with a blast. DBI. It went straight through the Bayern defense line and hit the goal net hard. Neuer had no time to save the ball, he just got up from the grass. Neuer's negative emotion value, plus 1111, the ball went in. 7 stars in a row. At this moment, Chen Mo rushed directly to the corner area, opened his arms to the fans, and dominated the world. He was fully qualified to say something domineering to Lewandowski. The Emperor of the 9-5s is nothing, he has hidden the 7 stars in a row. Episode 89, kick Robin out of retirement and let the old coach retire. Bayern's humiliating defeat, beautiful. Another goal. Another goal. Chen Mo's signature non-stop volley. Oh my god. Chen Mo is really going crazy. 8 minutes and 56 seconds. 7 stars in a row. Remember the number 10 player of Liverpool who is dominating the field at this moment. He is the abandoned player who was forced to terminate the contract by Barcelona. He is a Chinese from Longhua who came back from thousands of miles away to naturalize, but was blackmailed and blocked. It's just like a dream. He broke Lewandowski's goal record. But do you think it's over? No. He broke the record of the fastest 6 goals. Just when we thought his madness was over today, he told us with a goal. It's not over yet. 8 minutes and 56 seconds. It's less than 47 seconds since the last goal. He scored another goal, telling us that the miracle is still going on. 7 stars in a row in 9 minutes. The best in history. He got it. Chen, who is dominating the field at this moment, Mo opened his arms and roared like a king, as if telling Barcelona and our dragon foot that you will regret your decision for the rest of your life. Huang Jianxiang was numb. Wang Tao was completely numb. All the people in the broadcast studio were numb. Everyone watching this game around the world was numb. God really exists in the world, otherwise they can't explain what Chen Mo is. 9 minutes and 7 stars in a row. Even if God puts on sneakers and steps on the court, he can't play it. This is a record that has never been seen before and will never be seen again. It is destined to be written in the history of football forever, and it is destined to be unlikely to be broken. This is the gold content. It is about the gold content of being permanently enshrined as a god. Even if Chen Mo's future career will not be smooth, he will have this record. His historical status in football will not be weakened. Especially since he is a defensive midfielder. He is not facing Wolfsburg, not other underdogs. He is facing Bayern, the Bundesliga overlord, the top giants of Real Madrid, Sampdoria, and Rennes, one of the top teams in the world. Before the game, some people even thought that Bayern would win today. Let alone Chen Mo's 7 goals against Bayern. No one had ever thought of 3. But now the scene that really happened can only make people crazy and numb. Chen Mo created a unique record. Put Bayern, the top European giant, on the pillar of shame forever. Turned Neuer, the current world's #1 goalkeeper, into a background board. Even in the future, as long as Chen Mo is mentioned in front of Bayern fans, it is estimated that a high probability of Bayern fans will be terrified and can't help but recall today. 7:1. Still 7 away goals. It's certain. Bayern is out. If Bayern had the ability to reverse, they wouldn't have lost so badly in this game. Neuer's eyes were red, looking at Chen Mo in the corner area at the moment. Chen Mo was accepting the worship of Liverpool fans. Just like a king accepting the worship of his people, in front of him was the media running from all around the stadium. They took photos of Chen Mo crazily, as if they were using this method to record Chen Mo's record. A huge sense of powerlessness made Neuer breathless. He is indeed a goalkeeper. He has saved the football of football superstars, but facing Chen Mo, he has no experience of resisting. He was kicked into 7 goals. He has never had such a shameful record in his career. ZK. Bring me a bottle of water. Hanks asked the assistant coach to get a bottle of water and drank it gulpily. The old coach is old. He was already ready to retire. He is not even healthy. But he still doesn't think he has any problems and thinks he can still play for more than 10 years. Watching Chen Mo in front of him, stepping on his team to create an unprecedented record. At this moment, he is really old. He feels like he has been abandoned by the times. Nowadays football and these players are completely incomprehensible to him. Chen Mo is only 18 years old. Even Messi and Ronaldo, 2 players who monopolized an era, were just rookies at the age of 18. None of them played as well as Chen Mo does now. But now Chen Mo has played as well as he did at the age of 18. More importantly, he is not a striker, but a midfielder, and his main position is the back waist. Has football improved to this point now? Now he has such performance. When he is 25 or 26 years old, when he really enters his peak period, what kind of performance will he have? While drinking water, he locked his eyes on Chen Mo, and at the same time thought of another young player in his mind. Also 18 years old. Last season in the Champions League, he amazed the whole of Europe. This season, he joined Paris Saint-Germain and his performance has become even better. Now he can score goals and assists in double figures. The value has reached 120 million euros. Mbappé. He was impressed, and now there is another Chen Mo, who is also 18 years old. A back waist has now scored 20 goals, and the most terrifying thing is that his assists have reached 19. It's only been half a season. The value has also exceeded 100 million euros, reaching 130 million. There are talented people in every generation, and each has been leading the trend for hundreds of years. This old guy really can't keep up with the times. He thought so. Substitution. Arnold, come on. Replace Chen Mo. After the excited celebration, Klopp decisively turned his head and ordered the assistant coach. That's it. Those damn guys at Bayern, their eyes are red. If you let Chen Mo play on the field, he is likely to get injured. Now Chen Mo has become his beloved baby. Old Klopp is afraid that it will melt and afraid that it will fall. He is afraid that Chen Mo will have an accident. The victory of this game has been secured, and it doesn't matter whether or not to play the second half. Definitely advance to the quarterfinals. If you say that we are leading by 5 goals, we may still be reversed. But now we are leading by 6 goals, with 7 away goals in hand. If Bayern wants to reverse, they have to score 7 at Anfield. If they score 6, they will be eliminated even if they score 1 more at home or away. If they can still be reversed by Bayern. Klopp said that he would not be the head coach anymore, and he was not even worthy of sweeping the streets, and the river was where I would sink to the bottom. Very soon. Substitution on the sidelines. The fourth official raised the number plate. Number 66 replaced number 10. Chen Mo knew that Klopp was trying to protect himself, and he felt the pressure after the game resumed. Bayern obviously didn't want to play well anymore. Lewandowski, that guy, obviously wanted to destroy him, and he didn't even play the ball, but kicked him. Luckily, I reacted quickly. The referee stopped the game in time and gave Lewandowski a yellow card. He wanted to retaliate, but Klopp had already made a substitution. It was impossible for him not to appreciate the kindness of his own head coach. So he immediately walked to the sidelines, applauding and responding to the Liverpool fans and Dortmund fans who applauded him off the field. Come on. He came to the sidelines. Chen Mo high-fived Arnold and hugged him. I will. I'm so excited watching you score. You're really a god. You must treat me to a nightclub tonight, otherwise you won't be able to sleep well. Arnold whispered in Chen Mo's ear while hugging Chen Mo. Are you sure we can still go to the nightclub? Maybe we won't be able to come back? Chen Mo raised his eyebrows and asked back with a smile. This is Bayern's home. We just beat them 7-2. If we meet drunk Bayern fans in the nightclub tonight, we won't be able to come back. Go back to Liverpool and treat us. Arnold reacted quickly and didn't give Chen Mo a chance to refuse. He ran straight onto the court. Triple A. Well done. Chen Mo was about to reach out and high-five Klopp, but Klopp laughed and slapped Chen Mo's hand away and hugged Chen Mo. 7 stars in a row. I really doubt if you are an alien. Lauku was so happy. Revenge is gorgeous. After Chen Mo left the court, the Bayern players were no longer so irritable. But they were not too calm. The number of fouls increased significantly. Especially when defending. They really didn't want to be scored again. But the fact is that they are developing in the direction they least want. In the second half, Firmino was fouled by Lewandowski. Lewandowski deliberately stepped on Firmino's palm. The key is to pretend to be innocent, and the referee didn't see it and didn't get a card. This annoyed the jade-faced butcher. He launched a crazy attack on Bayern. First in the 68th minute, he assisted Salah with a pass from a post. In the 83rd minute of the game, he received an assist from Maine and smashed Bayern's door with his header. If it wasn't for the 91st minute, Firmino headed in the stoppage time, assisted Madai's goal, and was blown away by the referee. Bayern was almost played for 10-1. The game was over. The large light red in the stands disappeared. Only some fans of the Stars left in advance. The team was pressed by Liverpool on the ground, and the two punching daily. For fans, it was more uncomfortable than killing them. Exit at the end of the game. Mo smiled. If you won't, you refuse to exchange your jersey because of my opening, right? Robin deliberately joked. After the jersey was finally put away, Robin carefully arranged it, flattened it, folded it, and held it in his hand. I will keep it well. After saying that, Luo Lauhan showed a relieved smile, patted Chen Mo's shoulder, and his eyes became serious when he turned and left. This made Chen Mo confused. But he soon understood why Robin was in that state. Post-match press conference. The media, which was already lively, became even more lively and chaotic because of the statements made by Hanks and Luo Lauhan. All the media were shocked and could not control their expressions. I will be responsible for this game. Such a huge and humiliating defeat is all due to my personal tactical adjustment. I'm out of date. I can't keep up with the pace of football tactical innovation. I've been left behind by the times. I'm almost 80 years old now. I'm not a young man anymore. I don't have the running speed to chase the progress of the times. So I've decided that after the end of the season, I will leave the position of Bayern head coach and retire completely from now on. Hank said it easily. But the media of the tank country, especially the pro-Bayern media, felt heavy. Even though they were very angry about the result of the game just now and wanted to question Hanks loudly. But now that Hanks said these words, they couldn't help but feel depressed. It seemed as if their hearts were being held tightly, and their breathing was heavy. Even though Hanks used a joking form to express his thoughts, they couldn't help but redden their eyes. For Bayern, the old coach Hanks is like their backer. The old man always comes back when the team is in the most dangerous time and leads them out of the siege. But this time their backer is gone. Before they could accept this result, Robin took the microphone. We lost this game. I think it's time for Bayern to make changes now. We need to reshape the team. We have too many veterans. Bayern needs to update and iterate, and start a new generation. I'm old. I used to refuse to admit my age, but now when I cut inside and was easily intercepted by Chen Mo, I found that I was really old. I can't reach the top level anymore. I sat on the bench in the second half and thought a lot. I think it's time for me to say goodbye. It's time for me to say goodbye to the football I love. I will retire and leave the team after the season. Save more space for the team so that the team can free up their hands, change the current formation, and recruit more young people. Finally, I want to say, Bayern fans, I'm sorry. I failed to leave you a Champions League and a good memory. Instead, I left shame and the worst memories. I'm sorry for saying goodbye in this way. But I hope Bayern will be better in the future. We are also capable of doing better. The scene exploded. Klopp was even more dumbfounded. Is it too late to run back to Liverpool? The head coach and the main striker were kicked out of retirement in one game. This is too cruel. I am almost a broom for clearing out the old 3.8 era. In the end, the entire Liverpool team did not leave that night. The Bayern fans did not come to surround them. Now Bayern is in a mess, the management is in a hurry, and the fans are crying and wailing. A large number of Bayern fans ran to Bayern's training base, wanting to pray for Hanks to take office and for Robben not to retire. The whole city seemed to be overcast because of this. The entire Liverpool team was ordered by Klopp not to leave the hotel, let alone run out to celebrate. He was really worried that his players would run out and there would be big problems. So the whole team stayed in the hotel. Some people called for drinks to celebrate in the room and played cards for fun. And Chen Mo was also in his room. After taking a shower, he took advantage of Arnold's situation and went to play cards with his teammates and opened his system. 23683 negative emotion points. 4 draws. He drew 2 bronze treasure chests, 1 gold treasure chest, and 1 platinum treasure chest. The harvest was average. No Chen Mo's most desired legendary treasure chest. Order all systems to open. Congratulations to the host for opening the bronze treasure chest and obtaining the professional player health package improved version ×2. Congratulations to the host for opening the gold treasure chest and obtaining the one-time skill card Crescent Moon Scimitar. Congratulations to the host for opening the platinum treasure chest and obtaining the permanent skill reactionary sniper cannon. Reactionary sniper cannon? He quickly opened the skill introduction to check. Reactionary sniper cannon, the host can use the trigger immediately after the steal is completed. After triggering, the ability to score directly is obtained. The goal rate is 60% when the distance to the opponent's goal is 40 meters away. If the distance to the goal increases by 1 meter on the basis of 40 meters, the goal rate increases by 1%. On the contrary, if the distance to the opponent's goal decreases by 1 meter on the basis of 40 meters, the goal rate also decreases by 5%. After reading it, Chen Mo was excited. Sniper the opponent's goal immediately after the steal. I am really going to become the god of football. Episode 90, The Gravedigger of the Times. Crazy Dogs, Tycoon buys Liverpool for Chen Mo. Allianz tragedy. Miracle night. Chen Mo breaks the record of the Supreme Emperor, 7 stars in 9 minutes. The person who created this miracle was actually a defensive midfielder instead of a striker? Forwards all over the world, do you still have the nerve to say that you were top scorers? 9-1. In the first round of the Champions League semi-finals, Bayern was directly eliminated. Big news. Hanks announced his retirement after the end of the season, and Robben also announced his retirement after the end of the season, a painful defeat. Hanks lost motivation and Robben admitted that he was old. Chen Mo. Liverpool supernova. Gravedigger of the Times, Wenger. Hanks. Robben. The gods of the old era were pushed off the altar by the new gods of the new era. Klopp expressed regret. He respects Hanks and Robben, but the game is cruel. Golden Boy Award? Klopp said that if Chen Mo is not on the Ballon d'Or shortlist, so the selection of the Ballon d'Or will not be fair. Skip the competition for the Golden Boy. Go directly to the Ballon d'Or, the biggest demon star in 2018, Mbappe. Chen Mo. The strongest supernova, the new era's peerless duo is here? The Ragnarok is about to end. The leader of the new era has already stood on the stage, the terrible fact. The Messi and Ronaldo era is over, and the new peerless duo of Chen and Mo will monopolize the football world again. Major news is flying everywhere. Bayern's tragic defeat shocked the world. At the same time, Chen Mo was once again put on the most eye-catching front-page headlines. 7 stars in 9 minutes. All the top forwards in the world of football bowed their heads in shame. Even Ronaldo and Messi. All kinds of titles were put on Chen Mo's head. Miracle Maker. Gravedigger of the Times. The strongest demon star in history. The strongest super midfielder. Some media, mainly Gallic media, put him together with their top shooters. Call them the two of the new era's peerless duo. The two will break the era of Messi and Ronaldo and start a brand new next era. As for Chen Mo himself, when he saw these news, he could only curl his lips in disdain. Mbappe? Is he cheating? The new peerless duo? I have cheating and I have enough confidence to completely suppress him. There is also the 11th generation of gravedigger. This title, Chen Mo, is totally unjust. He just plays the game normally. The old man wants to retire. The old man wants to retire. What does it have to do with him? Can this be put on his head? Is it okay? It puts a lot of pressure on me. I feel a little guilty. If I meet the old guy in the future, do you think I should kick hard or not? What if I kick hard and get kicked out? Another explosion of fire. Let Chen Mo become more prosperous. A player who is already the active steel king, he is also a pass master and a super heavy gunner. Can attack and defend. Large coverage area. Can also score crazy goals. Such a super midfielder, and he looks so good. Let Chen Mo be remembered by Europa fans. The number of fans is rising rapidly. Especially those female fans, who are getting even crazier. The daughter of a super rich man directly said on the social platform that she is willing to buy any of Chen Mo's game jerseys. Especially the game jersey that created miracles against Bayern, he is willing to buy it for $5 million. He even left a message directly under Chen Mo's social media. As long as Chen Mo agrees to have a cup of coffee with her, she is willing to pay Chen Mo 10 million yuan. But obviously, her wishes were all in vain. First, Chen Mo's game-ending jersey was taken away by the club. Even if Chen Mo wanted to collect it, he couldn't. The club said that it would put the jersey in the club's museum. One of the two match balls was taken away. Let alone $5 million, he would not sell it even if he gave the club $10 million. That is the honor of Liverpool. To put it more directly, the ticket revenue brought by putting it in the museum is far more than the 10 million. Just this week after the exhibition, the jersey has become a holy place for Chen Mo fans to check in. Especially the female fans from all over the world. The management is smiling. As for the second one, the desire to drink coffee is even more impossible. He never drinks coffee, only longwa tea. He has no shortage of money. In comparison, the father of the female fan is not as rich as his family. But this point can be seen. Chen Mo, the new heartthrob, is more popular than Beckham. Even if he has no honors. But he is still ranked as a superstar. Didn't you see those so-called superstar singers and actors showing off their jerseys? In addition to these, what caused a bigger shock were those wealthy families. Those guys were green-eyed. Edward's phone was ringing crazily. Clubs with a little capital were asking. At the high-level meeting of Juventus, club owner Agnelli even directly told his subordinates, go to the bank for a loan. He will also try his best to buy Chen Mo and Ronaldo back to join the team. Not to mention other wealthy clubs. Especially the two big dogs from the desert. Manchester City began to contact Mendes crazily to increase Chen Mo's annual salary. Even the big boss behind the scenes, Mansour, promised that as long as Chen Mo joined, he would personally give Chen Mo a cruise ship worth $1 billion and 10 private jets. As for Paris Saint-Germain, they also began to increase their offer for Chen Mo. But Chen Mo was rejected by Mendes. But it is obvious that the big boss in the desert does not want to give up. For example, Nasser is talking to his big boss on the phone now. Mendes rejected our offer again. Chen Mo has no intention of leaving Liverpool. He doesn't really want to transfer yet. Liverpool also said that they will renew the contract with Chen Mo again. If Chen Mo doesn't leave on his own initiative, they will never sell Chen Mo for money. Nasser was very anxious. The things that the big boss told him to do were not done well. The key is that money can't solve the problem, he really has no way out. Is the money not enough? Listening to his big boss's words, Nasser was helpless and told everything. It's not about money. This is also our biggest problem. Mayor's family is well off. His father is the shareholder CEO of the fifth largest bank in Europe, and his mother is the only daughter of the top financial family in Jumeirah and ranks high on Wall Street in America. So Mayor plays football just because he loves football, not to make money. His agent Mendes relayed his words. Mayor said he would not play football for money. He played football only to enjoy football and the honor it brings. But this is exactly what we lack the most. League One lacks influence. The gold content of the League One championship is not too high, and the most important thing is that we are not competitive enough in the Champions League. The attraction to Merseyside is almost zero. At the end, Nasser even felt powerless. You are thinking about the problem in the wrong way. My mother and I want him to play in our football club. But that doesn't mean that Merseyside must be signed to Paris Saint-Germain. UEFA has no restrictions. The owner of a club cannot own a second one. We can have many clubs. Paris Saint-Germain can't attract Merseyside. If he wants to stay in Liverpool, then we can buy Liverpool. Liverpool's price is not expensive. Their owner, Fenway Group, is not too rich. We can try to acquire Liverpool. The influence of League One is really too poor. The influence of the Premier League is increasing every year. We can invest. Nasser got the instructions from the big boss and suddenly realized. I will contact Liverpool immediately and have a preliminary communication with them. Money is not a problem. We can accept it within €1 billion. Melwood Training Base. Sports Director's Office. Edwards is sorting out the summer transfer list. Although Martin is the goalkeeper, a good substitute goalkeeper should be introduced. There are other positions that need to be strengthened, and the list needs to be cleaned up after the signings. Suddenly his mobile phone rang. He picked it up and saw that it was Nasser calling. Edwards had a headache. He was the sports director of Paris Saint-Germain before, but later he became Nasser and bombarded him directly. Mr. Nasser, I have said it. Murphy himself does not want to leave Liverpool, and the club does not want him to leave. If you want to persuade us to interfere with Murphy's decision, we really can't do anything. After he answered the phone, he immediately blocked the call. Actively persuade Chen Mo leaves to join Paris Saint-Germain? Stop talking nonsense. The club can't do such a thing. And if it really does this, not only will Klopp be furious, but the fans will rush in and smash the club. Mr. Edwards. I'm not here to talk about Mo. You are the one who has the most contact with me in Liverpool club, and I am not familiar with the owner of the club, Fenway Group. So I would like to ask you to help invite the chairman of Fenway Group. I want to talk to him about the possibility of acquiring Liverpool. Nasser spoke in an orderly manner. But Edwards was dumbfounded. What? Acquire Liverpool? Mr. Nasser, are you sure you are not kidding? Edwards asked subconsciously. But he soon got Nasser's affirmation. My boss and the boss's mother, they all like Mo very much. So they hope Mo can be in their club, but it is obvious that Paris Saint-Germain cannot attract Merseysiders and cannot bring him into the team. So my big boss decided that since Merseysiders wants to stay in Liverpool, he will buy Liverpool and let Merseysiders play in his club. Edwards was so confused. What's going on? Are these big players crazy? If you like a player but can't buy his own club, then change the way and buy the club he wants to stay in. In this way, the player will be in his own club. It's terrible. Is this the logic of all rich people? Mr. Nasser, I want to confirm one more thing. Are you sure you want to buy Liverpool Football Club? Yes. After getting a positive answer, Edwards took a deep breath and spoke more politely. After all, with his understanding of Fenway Group, it is really possible to sell the club. Maybe the other party is his future boss, so he should be polite. I will convey your thoughts to Fenway Group. I will reply to you after they respond. After a few more polite words, Edwards hung up the phone and immediately thought of calling his boss. Boss. There is a very important thing here now. Nasser just called me and said that Mo doesn't want to leave Liverpool, so his boss behind the scenes wants to acquire our Liverpool. Edwards' tone was a little unstable. After all, he felt incredible now. There was even a feeling that the dog owner was completely crazy. Ah? Am I kidding? Boss. I'm telling the truth. Nasser just called me. He is not familiar with you, so he thinks it is very rude to call directly. No. He is not crazy. The Desert King and Queen Mother behind him are not crazy either. What? So you are crazy? No, no, no. This is all true. This world is not crazy. 610 okay. I will tell him to reject him. A farce caused by the madness of a dog owner. After being rejected, Nasser contacted several times again, and even flew to America himself. In the end, he was rejected every time, so he finally gave up this crazy idea. But the news spread like wildfire. It immediately caused a sensation in the city, and the whole of Europe was dumbfounded again. Chen Mo was forced to make the headlines again. Crazy local tycoon. After failing to introduce players, he turned around and intended to buy the club, Mo's attraction. The local tycoon spent a lot of money, crazy desert local tycoon. In order to get Chen Mo, he intended to buy Liverpool. The world is crazy. Chen Mo's attraction is too crazy. Rich people's thinking. If you can't buy players, then buy the club. Netizens ran out to join in the fun. Is this the way of thinking of a rich man? The way of thinking of rich people. So simple. You can't buy a player with 200 million. In order to get a player, just buy the club. Just to let Chen Mo play in his own club. Just buy the club where he plays now. I thought about it carefully and found that the logic is really flawless. God Mo is awesome. The rich man is greedy enough. Either by a player or by a club. The main thing is to make the meat rot in the pot. God Mo, my YYDS. A man that money can't get. Kendall is damned. Money can't get her, but he got her. Kendall is just a passerby. My husband said, just play with her, come back to marry me when you're done. Actually, I don't mind being a mistress. The world is really crazy. They're all crazy. Someone come and wake them up. After seeing the report, Chen Mo didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Mo, the big guys are going to buy the club for you, what do you think now? New heartthrob. I didn't expect you to be so attractive to men. Mo, I heard that your family is quite rich, why don't you let your family buy the club? Take care of me when the time comes. The teammates chattered around Chen Mo. Chen Mo waved his hands helplessly, stop it. The boss refused to buy it. He really didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The operation of the dog owner is really unexpected. And he is still a rich man, and still likes to solve problems with money. If money can't solve yourself, use money to solve the club and buy the club. This operation is really speechless. Everyone gather in the tactical room. Next, I will arrange the second round against Bayern. Klopp suddenly walked into the locker room and rescued Chen Mo, who was surrounded and teased by his teammates. The group went to the tactical room. Although the first round has completely killed the game. But the second round cannot be ignored, and Klopp wants to take this opportunity to practice some other tactics. To prepare for the finals.